if you choose to use a political currency, if you choose to use fiat, if you choose to use government money, which is currency, you will have to live at the behest of the government and their decisions. There's a very easy way. Lynn Alden just tweeted something out rather funny, and I wanted to show you. This is her tweet about not understanding the bell curve, not understanding Bitcoin initially, and then you get into this macro, like, I'm studying macro. I'm studying, which ironically, hilariously, George Gammon, who I've actually debated numerous times on Spaces, in DMs, numerous spots. I've debated him this subject. George is still stuck on the thought of, well, we need to educate things. We need, even if there's government currency still, we need to educate people so this doesn't happen again. Well, people have been educated. With all due respect, George, people have been educated. They've seen the collapses. They've seen the panics. They've seen the depressions. People have gone right back into it. Those cycles of life, people that were born when those things hadn't happened yet, they didn't get to learn those lessons. So how do you take that out of the picture? How do you take that out of the picture? By using an incorruptible money, a money that we don't have to answer to men for, a trustless, permissionless money that isn't banking on the man or woman at the top running things and the decisions they're making. Because that's all fiat is. That's all dollars are, peso, yen, lira. They're all backed by nothing other than the coercion and the force of the government. That's it. Because they force us at the end of a you-know-what to pay our taxes, which the taxes for revenue are obsolete, as we know. They force us to pay our dole through their currency. But again, we can change that. People think that's like unchangeable, like it's unheard of. We didn't have the IRS or the income tax before 1913. Life can go on. Newsflash. We don't need those things, especially when the government's just printing currency left and right. Again, Beardsley Rummel, 1943 or 44, in American Affairs, writing an article, taxes for revenue are obsolete. This is not something that's needed. And I do believe Nolan Bowerley is correct. The IRS, income tax, this all goes out the door probably the next year or two as Bitcoin comes online here. And we have more and more Bitcoiners in power. Politics downstream from culture. The hand is forced of the government, and the government defunds itself naturally because Bitcoiners, people that believe in freedom, prosperity, property rights, start taking over power from the gerontocracy, from the 70 and 80-year-old plus crowd. Things are changing rapidly. I don't think we can see yet what's going on. Moral of the story, though, is the Best Buy. Layoff, left and right. There's layoffs everywhere. The government telling us, the current government, how amazing the economy is. They can't get inflation under control. They can't figure anything out. Can't figure out any of it out. Yet, they're going to tell you how amazing things are and how great things are. I mean, that's where we're at in this story. So you can either be subjected to this system, and you can use the fiat and be in the system and be at the whims of the government, or you can choose to use your own money, be your own bank. Actually, you're above a bank. You are your own sovereign wealth fund. You're your own sovereign asset. This is my point of my stories the other day of people believing in third parties, 401ks, pension. There might have been a time for that, decades and decades and decades ago, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. There might have been a time where people could maybe trust those things, the 401ks, the pensions, the insurance companies, the brokerage accounts. There might have been a time when we had trust in society, when people knew each other, we had community. We don't have that anymore. We have to wake up to the times we're in. We just had in the last 4 years, some of the most insane things happened I've never seen in my life. Only things I've read about. Never in a million years did I think they would happen in America. People are being rejected of their healthcare because of decisions they made with their healthcare. They were being rejected and turned back from hospitals receiving life-saving care or new healthcare because they didn't get, again, an experimental medicine put in their body. Think about that. And if you don't think that can happen and go even further in the future, then I got some oceanfront property in Nebraska to sell you. Where do you think this is going? Where does the trend? The trend is your friend, as we say in investing land. But you don't have to become a macro specialist. You don't have to become a George Gammon. You don't have to become as smart as a Greg Foss or some of these people out there. And then you get the smooth brains, the Paul Krugmans of the world, who's been wrong for 30 plus years, but wins Nobel Prizes on top of that because he's a government shill and a government propaganda piece. You have these people, you don't have to be, and those guys are different ends of the spectrum. So believe me, trust me, you don't have to be that smart. All you have to do is Work your butt off and save your finite time and energy in an equally finite asset. I don't know of anything on earth but one. There's one. Please put in the comments what that one asset is. And it's not issued from the government, I'll tell you that. The government issues a liability. Every single dollar in existence is debt. A debt is a liability on your balance sheet. Right? That's it. So when you start understanding that, when we all understand that, things change rapidly. And we realize, oh, I can actually save in the hardest money to ever exist, save my purchasing power, save my time and energy. And as you see with Bitcoin, for instance, there's a great example. There's a great example of a finite money. Hint, hint. Those people are crushing the world right now. And that's a volatile asset. So yes, there's going to be swings up and down, but that's going to continue going up and up and down and up. I'll show you. I think some of the most important in charts are to see. This is one of the charts that blew me away when I started realizing what Bitcoin was. When you look at it in a log chart, this is so important to see the log chart and what is happening with the. This is so, it's so important to see this in the log chart, because this shows you, again, this is up and down, but it's up and to the right over time. Mathematically, this is going to continue going up and right over time, because the network, the more people that come onto the network, the higher the price goes. It sucks more people in, and more people join the network. So the more the value grows, and then the more hash power there is, the more mining that's going on. And it's a ever, it's a spiral up. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy at the end of the day. This is why other coins can't catch Bitcoin. This is why. There's a network effect, the Lindy effect. There's all these different effects going on. And then you have the currencies that are being destroyed. There's no top to Bitcoin because there's no bottom to fiat. They're diametrically opposed. They're inversely proportional. So this is the importance of what we're doing and what's going on here. We don't have to be macro specialists. You don't have to know all the things in the world. All you have to do is be good at your job. All you have to do is go to work, provide value for society, and save in an asset. Save in an asset. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be an investor, an inventor, and all these things, and hedge fund manager, managing your own funds and trying to invest in meme stocks and all this crazy stuff. That's all going away. That is all going away. It's a new world. Let me know your thoughts, though. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, it seems absurd when you don't see it yet, as it did for me 10 years ago. And then eventually it took me 2015, 16, 17 when I started dipping into it a little more. I probably first heard of it 2014, 15, this new money. And then I started doing my research, started looking into it, and started realizing over the last, 2017 to 2020, and I started really in 2018, once after that bubble, and then that blow off top. And then I started really coming into, wow, this asset's going to change the world. 2020 became very clear. Something that is outside the system and that no man or woman can control. And that the people control. The nodes, the nodes running the system, running the protocol. That's who runs the system. Not some person in an ivory tower. It's all the people around the world running. As Robert Kiyosaki said, gold is God's money. Bitcoin is the people's money. Fiat is government money, government currency. Please share us out. Algorithm hates truth. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. Trust but verify what I'm saying, please. And this is not financial advice. It's freedom advice. We look forward to seeing you on the next one.